In seminary, one takes courses on a book of the New Testament will be the entire course. And so I was taking a book on the exegesis, or the interpretation of the Gospel of Mark. And one of the problems with the Gospels that historians have long noted is that there are a number of discrepancies among them, and contradictions, and they have different perspectives, and how does one grapple with this? And I wrote a term paper on a specific passage in the Gospel of Mark. It's a tiny little detail, but there's this passage in Mark where Jesus' disciples are accused by the Pharisees of eating grain on the Sabbath. And Jesus tries to defend them by saying that these Pharisees should remember what happened when King David went into the temple and ate the showbread, which is only supposed to be eaten by the priests. And they did this when Abiathar was the high priest. And so Jesus backs them down with this reference to the Hebrew Bible. The problem is that when you actually read the Hebrew Bible passage about this in the book of Samuel, it's not Abiathar the high priest who is reigning at the time, it's his father, Ahimelech. And so I wrote this 35-page paper trying to explain how it was that even though Mark said it was Abiathar that was the high priest, in fact what he meant was that it was Ahimelech. In other words, I was trying to reconcile a contradiction. And I spent 35 pages of detailed interpretation dealing with the Greek text and the grammatical problems of the Greek text in order to argue this point. And at the end of this paper, my professor, who is a very pious Christian man, simply wrote a comment where he said, maybe Mark made a mistake.
I see.
And it just blew open the whole thing for me. I realized I'd gone to all this effort to try and show that, in fact, there's not a contradiction here, but it's just much simpler to say it's a mistake. And once that happened, I started realizing that, in fact, there are a lot of mistakes in the Bible. Contradictions, discrepancies, different points of view. Different authors have different things that they have to say about fundamental issues, about who Jesus is, who God is, what salvation is. And so that the Bible is not a unified monolith. In fact, it's a book that has lots of different points of view represented in it.